We're specifically going to be talking about over 40 beauty. So how do you restore and hydrate dry, mature, sensitive skin? How do you fix crepey skin? Can you fix crepey skin? How do you improve your eye area if you all of a sudden are experiencing puffy eyes or darker eyes than you used to? What can you do to have your skin be more hydrated and plump, right? Because the way that things were in your 20s are not going to be the way that things are now, 40 and beyond. I'm going to start by telling you a little story, because I did have someone that made a comment a while back on my TikTok page, and I could tell that they were really offended that I was giving tips specifically to women over 40, because in their mind, they thought that I was just insinuating that everything went downhill. Now, that's most certainly not the case, because if you're watching, it's likely that you are over 40 yourself, like me. I'm in my late 40s, and you know that when you get older, you get wiser, and you wouldn't change that for anything, right? However, there are some things that you and I want to change, and that is completely okay, because we all experience things differently, right? You may have undergone certain treatments like chemo that take a toll on your skin, or maybe you didn't really take care of your skin in your 20s, and now all of a sudden you're starting to see those dark spots pop up. Yes, they do marinate over time, by the way. Maybe you haven't really learned how to care for your skin, and you are seeing deeper wrinkles because you haven't been wearing SPF, or you haven't really been treating or caring or sleeping the right way. Yes, even sleep can induce those impression lines. So there's so many factors, so to speak, that we need to take into consideration when it comes to the health and the appearance of our skin. And it's okay if you are not like someone else that is your age, because you have a different set of factors, lifestyle factors, in large part. You live in a different climate. You've had a different life story. So you are unique, and that's what we're going to talk about today. While you're unique, we're going to go over things that are going to help you no matter what. If you experience dry, sensitive, crepey skin, if the texture of your skin is starting to appear, if it's starting to become a little rougher, maybe it's not as smooth as it once was, you're seeing those deeper wrinkles, like I said, maybe you have some darker eye issues, maybe your skin is actually starting to sag. Well, what can you do about that? We're going to cover all the things. So let's start talking first about why your skin is different after 40. There are so many reasons, but I'm going to touch on the main reasons that your skin is going to change and continue to change as you age. The first and maybe most widely known factor is that we start to lose things such as collagen, okay, as we age, but we also lose other things that our body normally produces, like oil and hyaluronic acid. And then, of course, insert hormones. And then you have a wide variety of things that can fluctuate and influence your skin, such as oil production. You may have thought, those breakouts are a thing of the past, and then all of a sudden you are, in your late 30s or 40s, and you start experiencing breakouts. So there's so many things to take into consideration. Maybe you haven't been the healthiest with your lifestyle and you know it. Maybe you're working on it, but you're still smoking, or maybe drinking alcohol a little bit more than you should. And I say should because smoke will really sort of asphyxiate things, right? So we are going to rob our skin of oxygen, while alcohol is also going to dehydrate our skin and not let it look as vibrant as it could. So while certain things are good, or not good, but okay, right, maybe, and it depends on how you look at it, in small doses, there are some things that we just absolutely cannot deny that are not going to show up well on our skin. So really, this is what it comes down to. The choice is yours. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to give you the information so that you can make the best decision when it comes to serving your skin, because you know your skin better than anyone else. So what are those things that we should be doing after 40? First things first, we have to have our basics down. So what are the basics? The first two basic things to consider after 40 are cleansing your skin. Are you cleansing properly? And are you protecting your skin? Once you have these basics down, you can move on to elevating your skincare routine. That means that you can implement a good moisturizer, perhaps a good oil, maybe a nighttime treatment, a targeted eye cream, all of those things. Now, you don't have to do all of those things. It really depends on what your specific needs are. But we need to be cleansing our skin properly, because that's going to determine if we have, dirt that stays on our skin and makes our pore size even larger than we want it to be, or it may influence the skin. We may experience breakouts. It's definitely going to rob your skin of looking the best that it can, and it's just a healthy practice. So what I would recommend is cleansing your skin 2 times at night, avoiding a harsh foam cleanser and bar soap. Outside of that, you can use your favorite cleanser. If you prefer a balancing cleanser, that's great. If you want something exfoliating, like with salicylic acid, and that works great for you because maybe your skin is a little breakout prone or oily but not too sensitive, there's an option. Or if you lean towards being more sensitive and you want something that's more cream based, then that is absolutely fine. Now, whenever you wake up in the morning, it's totally up to you whether or not you want to cleanse your skin with a cleanser again. But I will say, I want you to think about this in the morning. I want you to be very mindful. Is your skin feeling really oily when you wake up, right? Because I have a lot of people who say, well, don't you want to wash the product off of your face? It's not that you want to wash the product off of your face, because those products should be absorbed, right, by the time that you wake up. But there are other things to consider. Are you touching your face at night? Are you waking up in a night sweat like some of us do when we go through hormonal fluctuations? Are you sleeping with an animal? I sleep with an animal right here by my head, like so many of you probably do. So consider those things, and that doesn't mean you have to use a cleanser, but ask yourself if your skin is dry. Because if your skin is already dry, and you've already washed it twice at night and put on your nighttime routine, and you're not slugging, you're not doing anything crazy that you need to actually cleanse off of your skin, then in the morning, it might be just fine. In fact, it might be great to just rinse off with warm water, okay? And that way we are protecting our skin, we're making sure we're not stripping our skin, and we're protecting that skin barrier, which we're gonna talk more about today. And by the way, I have lots of great blog posts on this, so if you prefer to read your content, definitely go to jentriquinn.com. The link is down in the description. It's jentriquinn.com, and I have information on every single topic and more that we will be talking about on my channel as far as anti-aging goes. But today it's all about how to revive, how to restore, how to rehydrate your skin after 40 when we lose all of these things. And that's just a natural aging process. It's totally normal to lose those things. So don't think that you could have done something differently about it. What you're doing differently about it right now is paying attention and observing and going, okay, I am having symptoms that I don't personally like. Those symptoms can be uncomfortable. They can be a source of pain if it's causing you breakouts or discomfort, or it can be a source of dislike. You look at yourself in the mirror and you're just not happy with what you see because maybe you don't like those dark spots. Maybe you're uncomfortable with the amount of wrinkles. So just by being here today and being mindful of those things that you don't like, you can work to help correct, and what I mean by that is restore the integrity of your skin the way that it is intended to be, without all of these other factors that we really haven't been paying attention to, right? Because we haven't been paying attention to all the things that we talked about earlier, the lifestyle, what you're eating, all of those things. But also maybe we haven't been putting the right things on our face. Very important after 40. Again, what you used in your 20s is likely not going to serve you in your 40s anymore. So certain things to take into consideration. When you elevate your routine, I want to make sure that you are doing, this is what I call the secret sauce after 40, using something that has humectants and butters inside of it, okay? And that is because the humectants are going to bring moisture up to the cells of your skin, and then the oils are going to help you lock in that moisture, okay? So that's very, very important. An example of that would be our whipped olive oil face butter that we have at Jentri Quinn, and its first ingredient is aloe, which is a humectant, very important. Then it has the olive oil, so that works synergistically together. Now, if your skin needs an extra dose of hydration, adding a humectant-based serum can be really effective. I love a vitamin C serum, but why not have some humectants in there, right? So if you find a vitamin C serum, like the one that we carry as well, it's called Vitamin C Plus, correcting, then you will kind of double down on your hydration. Now, it doesn't have to be vitamin C. I just like it because it has extra antioxidants and it's great for sensitive skin, the one we carry. But if you are really loving a different serum that you're using, you always want to put that serum on first before you put on your face cream or face butter. And then last but not least, an oil. An oil is going to be your number one BFF after 40 because it acts as that occlusive agent to really help you seal in that moisture. Now, there is an exception to this game plan that I have for you, really. And that is, I just had someone ask me this question today, so it's fresh on my mind. They asked what oil should they be using if they have sensitive, acne prone, irritated skin. And my answer is, drumroll please, no oil, none, simply none. And I know there are so many mixed responses when it comes to oil. Yeah, your skin still needs oil, even if it's breaking out, the oil will help balance things out. It's true that some oils do help balance things out, but when you have acne prone skin, it loves oil. So I think you're doing yourself a disservice by insisting on or buying into the fact that you have to put on a facial oil if you have acne prone skin. So just let that be your warning. Of course, do what's best for you. If you're using an oil, it works great and you have acne prone skin, then by no means, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But if you're coming to me as a licensed esthetician with 25 years of beauty experience who has treated many women with harsh skin conditions and diseases, including skin that has had severe acne, that is what my recommendation will be to you. Now, there's also another exception. When you're using a facial oil, if you're gonna use an SPF, I don't recommend that you use the facial oil in the same breath because the SPF, it might sort of separate and get broken up by the oil, so to speak. And when it separates, you're not gonna get the coverage that you need. So the oil is either the last step or the SPF is the last step, depending on your day and your lifestyle. Another little bonus beauty tip that you can implement if you really need that facial oil, but you also need to wear sunscreen, is that you can apply a couple of drops inside of your moisturizer or a couple of drops, not a ton, before you apply your moisturizer. And the reason I say not a ton is because, one, you don't want to decrease the efficacy of anything, and everyone, you included, are going to be using a different face cream, maybe one that I'm not familiar with. I also don't want you to create a barrier to where any of those products in your face loving cream cannot penetrate. So that is why I recommend that order. Now, after 40, I always recommend using a nighttime treatment with retinol. I just love the tried and true. I don't think there's anything better than that as a nighttime treatment. But if you do not fancy retinol, if your skin does not vibe with retinol, then my next best recommendation is going to be something with peptides, because they have a smaller molecular size, they can go down to the dermis, penetrate, and be able to give you some of those anti-aging, collagen building results that, quite frankly, we all want. that is sort of the methodology behind why you do what you do. But let's not skip over the eyes, because the eyes are one of the most vulnerable thin places on your entire body. So important. Now, I do have some people say, can I use my face cream underneath my eyes? And the answer is yes and no. So what I mean by that is that, of course, yes, you can use it, but if you're looking for very pointed, and we often are, results around the eye area, such as dark circles and puffiness, depending on what's in that face cream, you might want to go with something that's a little bit more targeted. And what I recommend is looking for something with caffeine in it. Again, I love the tried and true. Caffeine's been around for a really long time. And what caffeine does is it will help constrict blood vessels, and that's why it works for dark circles and even puffiness. So a caffeinated eye butter, like our I Dream of Coffee eye butter, is always going to be at the top of my list when it comes to recommending eye treatments. Of course, one type of cream isn't going to be right for 100% of you. So if that is not your jam, if you don't like it, then again, look for an eye cream that has peptides in it, hydrolyzed collagen. It's going to have a wonderful hydrating effect on your eye area. However, if you want something to stimulate the collagen, then I recommend looking for something with peptides. I think that's a great solution for anti-aging around your eye area. Or if your eyes are very sensitive and you want to use something that maybe is just anti-inflammatory, that has aloe, maybe if it's a little puffy, maybe use something with arnica. There's so many choices. Maybe you just use cold compresses. Maybe you do some movements to increase the circulation. Maybe you do facial massages. I have tons of facial massage tips on my channel that you can learn in a matter of 15 seconds for each one. So there's no reason not to do them. They're free and they work and they're easy. They don't take up a lot of your time. In fact, I do a lot of them while I'm still in bed in the morning. So I hope this information was helpful for you today. I hope it gives you a really good start with your anti-aging routine, and especially dealing with the skin conditions that we all face after 40, crepey skin included. If you make sure to do the things in the order that I demonstrated here today, you will definitely see a difference and a great improvement in your skin. For more information like this and more, visit JentriQuinn.com, and have a beautiful and blessed day. Remember, the more you know, the more you glow. Ciao for now.